officials that help make this meet work. Swimming is somewhat unique in the sporting world in that all of the officials that are used in this meet are volunteers. None are paid. And also in the number of officials that are required to operate a meet of this caliber. Number around about 50, at least 50 persons per session. These people come, they volunteer. This is a 4-day meet. They volunteer usually as many as 8 sessions or for the entire meet. Hours and hours and hours are spent strictly as a volunteer. Hi, I'm Nancy Sears.
And I'm Shelley Hanley.
And we're telecasting from the St. John Canada Games Aquatic Centre,
which is the site of the Eastern Canada Cup Swim Meet.
The Eastern Canada Cup Swim Meet is the first in a series of 3 major meets that will be held in this facility over the next 3 years.
This meet will bring together young, up-and-coming swimmers and is a stepping stone for the national meet.
Now, I understand next year, Shelley, there is going to be another major meet held in this facility.
Yes, the 1992 Masters Nationals, which will bring together over 800 competitors from North America.
And in 1993 is going to see, again, another major meet.
Yes, Senior Nationals, which is the first time a meet of this caliber has been held east of Montreal ever.
Hey, that's just great. Now let's go to the first event of the evening, which is the women's 200-meter freestyle event. This will be the final in the women's 200-meter freestyle. In lane number 1 is Heather McLeod from the Beaconsfield Bluefins. In lane number 2 is Erica Green from Brock Swim Club, again the swim club that's near Niagara Falls. Lane number 3 is Patty Hutchinson from the Beaconsfield Bluefins, a teammate of Heather's. In lane number 4 will Corinne Chevrier from Quebec, hailing out of Quebec from CASC. Hilary Seagrave, a swimmer from Fredericton, one of our own, 16-year-old, is in lane number 5. Hilary is going in with the second fastest time. In lane number 6 is Heather Berner, 14-year-old from Brantford, Ontario. In lane number 7 is Julie Defer from Quebec, and in lane number 8 is Tricia Whitty from Sault Ste. Marie. The fastest time going into this final 200-meter freestyle is Corinne Chevier from Quebec. Of note in this meet is Patty Hutchinson in lane number 3. Patty is a 19-year-old from Beaconsfield. She won 3 gold medals in 1990, summer of 1990, the Eastern Canada Cup. She also participated in Montreal at the World Championship Trials, as well as the 1991 Winter Nationals in Calgary. A teammate of Patty's, Heather McLeod, also from Beaconsfield, 16-year-old, was in the winner of the consolation finals of the 100-meter freestyle Eastern Canada Cup in the summer of 1990. It looks like our front runner is Corinne Chevier coming into the 100-meter leg of this 200-meter race. Indeed, that is who is in the lead. Behind her, very closely behind her, is Erica Green from Niagara. These races are often measured in the 1/100th of a second in terms of being very close. Hilary Seagrave is doing very well from Fredericton. She seems to be the one right now who's giving Corinne a run for her money. Corinne is in first place with a time of 1:49. And indeed, she seems to be pulling ahead at this point in the race. Second seems to be Patty Hutchinson, with a battle for third place between Hilary Seagrave and Erica Green. Coming in for the finish with a time of 2:12:45 is Corinne Chevier from Quebec. In lane number 3, Patty Hutchinson with a time of 2:14:03, and On the outside, coming in lane number 7 is Julie Defer from Quebec with a time of 2:14:31. Just about into the water is our finals for our men's 200-meter freestyle. In lane number 1 is Aaron Garou, 17, from the Laurentian University Swim Club. In lane number 2 is Courtney James from Trenton, Ontario. Lane number 3 is Adam Pacey from Gloucester, Ottawa, the Go Swim Club. Hugo Marcotte is in lane number 4 from Quebec. Cam Ecker, a former St. John, New Brunswick swimmer from Nyack, now swimming out of the North York Aquatic Club, is in lane number 5 with the second fastest entry time. Toby Bynon, 18, from Laurentian University, is in lane number 6. Lane number 7 is Nick Luck from Markham, Ontario. Lane number 8 is Zalek Vo Izevic from Markham, Ontario, 17-year-old. National qualifying standard for this event is 1 minute and 58.80 seconds. If a swimmer makes a national qualifying standard in this particular event, they will be able to go on to Vancouver. That meet starts on Wednesday. Many of them will be working very, very hard to try to make that qualifying standard for the Vancouver meet. Some of these swimmers flying east to St. John, New Brunswick will be hopping a plane directly for Vancouver on Monday. Coming into the first 100-meter, this 200-meter race, in first place in lane number 4 is Hugo Marcotte, 16, from Quebec. Second place in a time of 58:03 is Adam Pacey from Go. You'll hear many of the teammates of these swimmers cheering their swimmers on. You'll hear a great outcry if any of them should happen to make that national qualifying standard. First in the 75-meter mark in lane number 3 is Adam Pacey from our Gloucester swimmer. There seems to be going to be a real battle for first place, second and third. Right now there are 4 swimmers who could come in any of those positions, but it does seem like our swimmer in lane 3, the time of 2:00:58, Adam Pacey, has indeed, though not made the national qualifying standard, come in first. In second place is lane number 4, the time at 2:01:97, Hugo Marcotte. And lane number 5, our former St. John's swimmer, Cam Ecker, has come in for the bronze medal with a time of 2:02:04, which for Cam would be a best time. Many of these swimmers as well are out just to make a best time. Again, accumulation of their year's work, and they have come here and they're shaved, rested, tapered, and psyched, ready to put in the best performance of the year. We're ready for our championship final for the women's 100-meter backstroke. In lane number 1 is Pamela Hutchinson from the Beaconsfield Bluefin, a 17-year-old. In lane number 2 is Anna Shinavisiak from Tomac, the club outside of Mississauga, Ontario. In lane number 3 is Carla Klein from Markham, Ontario. In lane number 4 is Marie-Helen Savot from Camo out of Montreal. Patty Hutchinson is in lane number 5 from the Beaconsfield Bluefins. In lane number 6 is Josie Marson from the Elite Swim Club, a 14-year-old. In lane number 7, Jennifer Ramsden from Go out of Ottawa, and Renee Oak, 13, from Trenton, Ontario. Again, this event is swum entirely on their back until they come into the turn, where one stroke before the turn they can turn over on their stomachs and do a flip turn, and they must be back up out of the water before the 15-meter mark. This is a new turn. It's revolutionized this stroke. It's made it much faster and much more exciting to watch. National qualifying standard time for this event is 1:09.80. This morning they were very close to that time, and I'm sure that they'll be working very hard to make that time. And this year, a 13-year-old with their national qualifying standard will be very, very happy with that time. Mike Weber from Pictou, Nova Scotia, in lane number 1. And lane number 2 is Roger Short, 17-year-old from North York Aquatic Club. In lane number 3 is Eros Peltier from the Elite Swim Club. In lane number 4, Kevin Good from Trenton, Ontario. Yen Desloyer is from Quebec, a 17-year-old in lane 5. Lane 6, Matthew McDonald from the Antigonish Swim Club. In lane number 7 is Ben Kotech from Pictou, from Port Hawkesbury, sorry. In lane number 8 is Chris Roberts, 14-year-old, again from Antigonish. That's 4 swimmers from Nova Scotia in this particular event. A sprint, and certainly the person who's made this event very, very popular in Canada and world renowned is Mark Tewksbury, who holds the world record in this event. He swims from out of Calgary, Canada, top backstroker in the world today. Coming into the finish in lane 4 in a time of 1:02.11 is Kevin Good. That is a national qualifying standard for Kevin. In second place for the silver medal in lane 6 is Matthew McDonald from Antigonish. That's very, very good for Matthew. In lane number 3, and for the third place bronze medal, is Eros Peltier from the Elite Swim Club, Quebec. Medal presentations for the senior men's 100-meter backstroke. In first place is Kevin Good, 15-year-old from Trenton, Ontario. Bruce Wright from Baxter Dairies is presenting the medals. Again, first place, Kevin Good, 15 from Trenton, Ontario. And the silver medal winner is Matthew McDonald from Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Matthew had a very good time of 1:03. And in for the third place medal is Eros Peltier from the Elite Swim Club, Quebec, an 18-year-old. Kevin Good achieved a national qualifying standard in this event. Okay, Matthew, you achieved a silver medal in this race. Are you pleased with your time?
Yeah, very pleased. It's best time all season.
Best time all season. Have you been preparing long for this swim meet?
Yeah, we've been training over the whole season for this major meet here.
Tell me about your swim club, Matthew. You come from a combined swim team. You're swimming out of Truro. Tell me a bit about your club.
Yeah, well, ATP is Antigonish, Truro, and Port Hawkesbury, and we're just 3 small teams that join together from Nova Scotia.
Do you find you have better team spirit, more of you getting together and cheering each other on with this format?
Yeah, it's mostly for numbers because we're small teams, so if we got together, our numbers increase.
Okay. Matthew, you're 14 years old.
Yes.
What's your goal?
National team in the long run, but I'd like to make nationals next year if that's possible.
Well, it certainly looks like a very realistic goal for Matthew. You have to take how much time off of this event in order to make that national qualifying standard next year?
Less than a second.
Well, good luck, Matthew.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. About to step on the blocks for the women's 200-meter fly. A grueling race. In lane number 1 is Muriel Henry from Barrie, Ontario. Lane number 2, Janine Catian from North York Aquatic Club. Lane number 3, Caroline Shedler from the Elite Swim Club. Stephanie Taylor is in lane number 4 from Trenton, Ontario. Hilary Seagrave from Fredericton is in lane number 5. In lane number 6 is Laurie Metcalf from Markham, Ontario. Heather McLeod is in lane number 7 from Beaconsfield. Arania Price from Hamilton Wentworth is in lane number 8. This is 200 meters, 4 lengths of this 50-meter pool. First into the wall, lane number 7 is Heather McLeod from Beaconsfield. In 4th place, or in 2nd place, is lane number 4, Stephanie Taylor, and Hilary Seagrave is in 3rd. Again, these heats are seeded according to the morning's times. Fastest being in lane 4, the next fastest 5, the next fastest 3, and so on down to lane 8. Again, lane 7 is coming in first. A particularly good swim for that swimmer 100-meter mark, 109.63. Lane number 4 is in 2nd place, 5 is in 3rd, and in 4th place is lane number 2. Seems as if lane number 4 is pulling ahead at this point. This race takes a tremendous amount of strength and endurance on the part of these girls. Pacing plays a great part, knowing how fast to go out so that they have that finishing kick. The 75-meter mark in first place is lane number 4, the time of 1:48.09. 6 for second, time of 1:50.35. Our own swimmer Hilary Seagrave from Fast is still in 3rd place at the time of 1:50.64. Those swimmers are, for the position of 2, 3, are very close. Again, the finishing kick means a great deal in this race. However, coming up for the final touch for the gold medal will be Stephanie Taylor in lane number 4 for the 2nd place, and the silver medal is Janine Slayton in lane number 2, and for our 3rd place in lane 6 is Laurie Metcalf from Markham, Ontario. Carolyn Schindler was 4th, Hilary Seagrave was 5th, Adriana Price was 7th, and in 8th place was Muriel Henry. Stephanie, you look very pleased. Tell me why.
I made nationals, and it was a goal of mine for the whole year, was to get to that time, so I'm really glad.
Does this mean you're going to Vancouver?
No, to go to Vancouver, you had to leave Sunday. Like, they leave Sunday, so there's no time. So I'm just going to take the summer off.
So you're going to take the summer off, you're going to come back next year.
Yeah.
But this has been a goal that you've been working for all year long.
Yeah.
How do you like St. John, New Brunswick?
Oh, it's beautiful.
And I bet it's even nicer now, right? Okay, well, congratulations, Stephanie.
Thank you.
For the women's 200-meter fly are now taking place. The presenter is Kevin Donaldson from Coca-Cola, a sponsor for this event. And our very happy winner and national qualifying time is Stephanie Taylor from Trenton, Ontario. Silver is Janine Caton from Nyack, and in bronze position is Laurie Metcalf from Markham, Ontario. Men's final 200 fly. About to get up on the blocks. In lane number 1 is Gord Nan from Nyack. North York Aquatic Club. Lane number 2 is Slavin Lacoste from Super, a club out of Quebec. In lane number 3, Matthew Barrett from Barrie, Ontario, Kevin Hartle. In lane number 4 from Ottawa, a former St. John, New Brunswick swimmer. In lane number 5 is Scott Speedman from Nyack. Lane number 6 is Joe St. Croix from Quebec. Lane number 7 is Watt Minet from Pickering, Ontario. And in lane number 8 is Paul Donald from Barrie, the Barrie Trojan Aquatic Club. They're in the water and very quickly away. Again, this is a race that has to be paced very carefully. Tom Ponting is perhaps our most famous 200 flyer, again out of Calgary, same club as Mark Tewksbury. Tom Ponting at one time was ranked as high as 2nd in the world. He's represented Canada at the last 2 Olympic Games. Kevin's doing very well. Kevin is known for his very, very good finishing kick. Swimmer in lane 7 is also doing well. We'll see if he's able to hold that pace. It does appear to be Kevin Hartle coming in first to the wall with a 100-meter split time of 1:03.91. Kevin this morning made a national qualifying standard, which is very good in the preliminary event. I'm sure he's hoping to better that tonight. He certainly looks very, very strong. Although never assured of a gold medal, he does seem to be doing very well. In second place, in lane number 6, is Joe St. Croix from Quebec. And in third, in lane number 7, who's still keeping the pace, is Watt from Pickering, Ontario. Kevin's well ahead of the other swimmers. My, he's doing well, and he looks so strong. His entry time was a 2:12.27. National qualifying standard was a 2:13.10. He's going to do even better than that tonight with a time of 2:12.06. That is a better time. In second place, in lane number 6, with a time of 2:14.99, just narrowly missing the the national qualifying standard, is Joe St. Croix. And in third place, in lane number 5, is Scott Speedman from Nyack. I'm sure Kevin will be very pleased with that time. Presentations for the men's 200-meter fly are now being awarded. Making those presentations are Mr. Bruce Wright from Baxter Foods, a major sponsor for this event, as well as a friend of swimming and also a sponsor for the Swim Atlantic Regional Development Center. In first place is Joe St. Croix from Quebec. Kevin Hartle, who did come in first in this race, was disqualified for a one-handed touch at the 75-meter mark. I'm sure Kevin will be disappointed in that. However, he did make his national qualifying standard this morning, and that standard still stands. In second place is Scott Speedman, speedy second place, from Nyack, North York Aquatic Club, 15-year-old. And in third place for the bronze medal is Slavin Lacoste from Quebec, Super, S-U-P-E-R are the call names for their club. Championship final for the women's 200 medley relay. Now, the 200 medley relay starts with the backstroke. Back, breast, fly, and free. And in a 50-meter pool, there are 2 swimmers at the starting end, and there are 2 swimmers at the 50-meter end of the pool. These girls will be jumping in the water for their backstroke start. In lane number 1 from Go, or Go is in lane number 1. These are teams and not individuals competing against one another. This is very important for the scoring of the meet. Very often a relay can make or break or determine who the meet winner, what team is going to win the meet. Points are double for relays. Laurentian University Swim Club, Alex Bauman's club, is in lane number 2. I heard from the coach of Laurentian that Alex will be going to Australia this fall, which certainly will be a loss for Canada. He did marry an Aussie, and perhaps she wants to go home for a while. We certainly hope that Alex comes back. And lane number 3 is Hamilton Wentworth. Lane number 4 is Camo out of Montreal. Beaconsfield is in 5. Super Club from Quebec is in lane number 6. And lane number 7 is Mississauga Aquatic Club A. North York Aquatic Club is in lane number 8. The lane positions were determined in this morning's preliminary event. Camo being the fastest club coming into this event with a time of 2:13:38. The girls are now into the water, bobbing up, turning, stroking back into the wall, where they'll get in position for the start. They can hang on to the wall any way they wish. Some like to hang on to the end of the pool. Some like to hang on to the starting blocks. Their toes cannot be out of the water. Their toes must be under the water. And they're away. These races can be very exciting. Their fastest swimmers are represented, their fastest backstrokers, their fastest individual swimmers in each of the 4 strokes or disciplines. Again, high out of the water, a strong kick. Coming in for the touch where the next swimmer is ready to leave the block. Lane number 4 with the fastest time of 32:77 is first into the water. Breaststroke. Of course, Ann Ottenbright was our last Olympic gold medal winner for the 100 breaststroke in the Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Allison Higson, of course, from Calgary, was also a world record. Medal presentations for the women's 200 medley relay are being made by Kevin Donaldson from Coca-Cola. In first place, and that's a lot of swimmers to get up on those blocks. 4 members for each team. From Beaconsfield, these girls swam in lane number 5. In second place, from Mississauga Aquatic Club, and silver medal winners are these 4 girls. Again, Kevin Donaldson from Coca-Cola making the presentations. Sarah is the little girl in the New Brunswick tartan. Bronze medal winners from the Camo Swim Club in Montreal. Again, these girls have acquired double points for their teams and will be very popular with their club members tonight as a result.